to make sure the mic is pointing upwards. Okay, it's pointing upwards. Hello, chat. Shall we resume the hacking? Today we will be hacking into the mainframe at Langley. By documents, by chat, Python, by chat, home. All right, we're taking our own sweet time now, aren't we? Home, connect. Error connecting to. I know what's going on. Edit. Science and tech. Public. Done. Save. Try that again. Test. Hello. Classic. So we've got a new feature going. All right. Check this out. So when we're editing like the sensitive files, the save files and everything, we will have stealth cover. I think it should show up as yep. So this is what the code will look like from there. You can't see anything. You can't see anything. Okay, streaming and we are back. Okay, cool. Cool. Properties, our settings, taskbar items. And taskbar. I don't want to. No, this is just so much better. Oh. Ooh. Get these messages out of the way. Okay. Auto stop. Sure, man. Sure. All right. We've got. I mentioned that we're going to change we're going to change the timeline calendar. That's gone. Now we have the number of items being shown on the calendar on the website. It's not up yet, but I will update it after this update goes live. So we'll be able to see how many items are available to pick up. Now, before I forget, I want to test this out, and I have two things that we have to do right now. First, we're going to check if backdated items show up. I think we already tested on a day before. It was just best to take it for a spin. Item spawns 1. Let's just go grab this one and see. Now this is nice, because like you jump into the level and you have like this mission, like I wanna pick up the items, and you're just playing the game, but now you have this like sub process going where you're looking for the flowers to spawn. Like, where are the flowers? Can I see the flowers, please? And when the flowers show up, wait, handle item is lifted. True. Wait, did I already pick up the item today? Did I pick up the item today already? Did I? Python save dot py 28th. Yep, already picked up. All right, let's try another date then. 26th. How many? 2 items on the 26th. Okay. I'm assuming it's going to be on level 2. Okay. You know what we're going to do is we're going to leave this one just to test. Okay, just to test. I'm going to leave this one here. I'm going to go pick up the second one and see if dodge. I'm going to see if the indexing is working properly. Okay, this is item number 2. And I have picked up item number 2. Local save transit. Now this is 2, so this is like 0 1, right? The second bit is set. So because the second bit is set, it should know that item number index 0 is not lifted. So we're going to go back into 2026 526, and the first item that we saw, this one is still here. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, this one's still here. The second one, which was just up here, is lifted true. You see that on the debug? Is lifted true. Picked up some local cookies today. No Oreo, no Chips Ahoy. Local fresh Thai chocolate cookie. And I'm actually surprised it's not too sweet, because usually these cookies are really sweet. Some hydration. Okay, so this is, you know what? This is handle item. I think we are good to go with the item stuff. Okay. Now, the second thing that I wanted to do, I just want to try this out. I know I remember I tried this before and I didn't really make any headway, but I think, you know, because we are doing the saturation effects, now would be a good time to try this out. Here's the saturation happening over here, okay? Now, this is happening in compile. So this is the second pass on our post-processing effects. Damn good effect. I know, man, I know. We're so good at this. Merge. What is the merge pass even doing at this point? It's adding a distortion, it's doing some displacement. Merge. Let's just go look at, let's get a refresher on this merge. Okay, you merge first. You grab the depth buffer, and then where is PPFX compile? Compile is being called where? Menu iteration, draw, compile. Where are you, sir? In another file. I should have known. Screen.draw is happening here. So compile happens first. Compile happens first and then the merge. Okay, compile happens first, second iteration in screen.cs, merge and compile first iteration. Okay. Albedo astral. Okay, so if this is the first one, this is nice. Um, intensity saturate parameter. Where is the lighting calculation happening? Oh, I don't think it is happening. I am using the normal buffer here. Show yourself. Aha, I am not. I'm using the position buffer. Position buffer is being used in compile. What for? For fog. You know what? Sure. What I'm going to do is I want to see this. I want to be able to see my position buffer. Pause. Sample texture, pause. I want to tell you what I'm trying to do. But first I want to see if I can get the data that I need. Let's just make sure that the position buffer is being set. Position buffer, depth buffer. Wow, genius, amazing. Truly amazing. Position buffer fog. Nah, man, the position buffer is going to be like it's going to be fine. Normal buffer. Wait. Position buffer, depth buffer, back buffer. I don't have any normal data. Well, that makes sense. I don't have a normal buffer because I'm not doing any like lighting, only depth. Depth buffer is being filled where? In compile. Clear depth buffer. No. Depth buffer. Right. Set render targets, render target, and then depth buffer. Okay, here's what I'm trying to do. In the desaturation, I want to isolate the enemies. So the saturation, desaturation, the desaturation will only work on non-sprite entities. So when we have pixels on the screen that belong to pickups or any like foreground effects and everything, those will carry the same saturation level, but the background can be kind of like, you know, a little bit desaturated. Like having that you know, having a, the words will come to me, they will, having that dial so that I can control between those two, like how much is the difference in saturation between the background and the foreground, I think will be very useful. But the thing is with this is that it's a little bit difficult to pull off because I want to be able to get that information in the post-processing. And in the post-processing, because that's where I'm doing the desaturation, I'm not sending out all of the post-processing data to all of these, you know, shaders over here. I want somehow to be able to classify each pixel as do saturate, don't do saturate. Output is vertex shader output. Pixel shader output is giving normal. Who is even using this, bruv? Pixel shader color position. You see, I think it's just color position normal. Man, I don't want to add a second render target. No, you can see I don't think this normal is being used anywhere. Should we try it? Env base. That's a lot of changes. Actually, no. Normal gone. Because you see, it's doing the lighting here. Output normal removed. Let's see if that breaks it. Broken. Broken already. Where are you being set, my friend? Input.normal. Input, 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 input. Output.normal. So the position buffer has 4 values. This local.w, I don't know what this local.w is doing. Input.depth x by y, I'm not really sure. That projection code stuff, just it goes over my head. Are we noticing any difference? Obviously not. This screen depth buffer is just, what is it? Vector 4, huh? Vector 4. That's where the position is going. That is where the position is being set. Do you follow? That is the position buffer. Now everywhere this depth buffer is being used. Okay, here and here. Draw 3D and pre-draw. Decals. Obviously the decals need that too. Otherwise the decals won't render. Set value, yeah, position buffer. Cool. Very cool. Should we play around with this? Should we change this? My console porting team is going to be so pissed. They're like, we had one rule: do not update the underlying rendering engine. I want to make it better though. It's just one buffer, man. Come on, what could one buffer do? You know, it's probably like change like 100 things in the background. I don't know how complicated it will get. And I want to get this Hinoki scent. It's extremely expensive though. How long do these things last? Oh, glad this is unisex. Or 200 ml room diffuser life. Time to live. That's a very programmer term. Three to 4 months of continuous scent. Sure, bro. Okay, depth buffer. Now inside this depth buffer, depth buffer. Let's see, in this PPFX, I'm getting the position buffer RGB XYZ for SSAO. See, it's not using the last value. You see that? You see it? It's not using that funky divide by whatever I'm doing. So env base. So normals are out. So instead of this, if I just, you know what, 0.5. Will this wreck the rendering? Let's check. I'm still not sure where I'm getting this caps lock on off thing from. Let's go to a level where we're actually using this. I don't want some rogue special case to come through. Okay. New moon, full moon, night walk. Looks pretty much the same to me. Playing it really close to the chest here. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay. All of output dot position. Just show me where all you're setting this. Don't make it too complicated. Oh my God. No, can you do, oh, much better. Okay, so in sprites, this is set to 1. In spikes, G buffer fill. World position is what, vector 4? Vector 4. Float 4. Input world pose dot xyz. I already forgot what our convention was. Okay. Where is this? Okay, for sprites. Okay, for sprites, we'll make it 0. Okay. For sprites, we will make it 0. For everything else, we will make it 1. Okay. What is this? Regular FX. Okay. Envabas 1 1 decals. BG sprite. Sir, what are you? What is BG sprite? We'll come back to BG sprite. For now, let's assume it is because it's in the background. What was our convention again? Okay, 3D is 1 1. Okay. Artery. Artery. Don't desaturate the artery. And what is this? Animated skybox. Please have at it. No, wait, have at it. Yes. Now, in the PPFX, I don't want to look this up twice. Pose dot xyz float 4. Now I should get the alpha value pose dot a. Now I'm just gonna multiply for now just to test. Albedo dot rgb multiplied by equal to. Now let's make it softer. Lerp albedo dot rgb float 3 0.4 0.4. So this is just it'll tint out pose.a. Okay. The whole thing should be masked. Some masking going on here. All the sprites. Wait. Man, if this works without an extra buffer, oh man. What is that? I'll just follow the white line, I guess. Bruv, this might just work. Oh my god, I can't see anything. Okay, that the ball needs to, the energy ball needs to be Okay, where are we gonna find the energy ball shader? Yes, do not desaturate the Buddha. Energy, okay, energy. This might just work. So I'll just install that right now. Saturation params.x into 1 minus pose.a. So pose.a, no, when it's zero, only when it's zero, albedo.rgb. Okay, this function is going to be a little bit more complicated. This is going to be a little bit more complicated. I'll tell you why. This params2.x, okay, first of all, this thing is going to be plus more than one. Special effects params2. In params2, you see this over here, and then you see this. That means that this value will go above 1. What is the behavior that we want? Yes, it does. Very much so. Legacy handle, can't change that. Even all of the namespaces are run gun. That's where she started, man. That's where it all began. You gotta stay connected to your roots. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so the saturation value. Am I making eye contact with my spectacles? That's my third and fourth eye. So regular saturation, everything is one saturation, nothing changes. Okay, so if you're playing in dosage level 10, everything Gucci. Okay, now if you're in dosage level 5, okay, least dosage, then this params.x is going to, what is it going to do? This params.x say is going to be 0.5. Now what that does right now is that it desaturates the whole screen. If params.x is less than 0, is less than 1, then we want to keep the sprite pixels unchanged. Do you follow? If params is greater than 1, then I only want to saturate the enemies. You do follow because you are Fedora Guy Dev. I'm pretty sure you know how this stuff works. Good, because I don't follow my own thoughts. Sometimes they just run wild, and then I'm just like, wait, where was I? So the desaturation should only happen for pixels. The desaturation, now by the way, so if params2.x is lesser than 1, if params2.x is lesser than 1, I just have to basically control this value for the pixels that are unset, right? No, the pixels that are set. So 1 is when it's 3D. Okay, when can we just write this down so that I don't have to lose my own train of thought? Pose.a is equal to 1 when desaturate. Okay, let's remember BG of in base 1. Okay, so when it's 1, we do desaturate. Okay. But if params.x is greater than 1, I'm so tempted right now to just like tell Grok to do this, but no, I have to apply myself. A var, no, float dsat is equal to params.x, params2.x times pos.a. So if, say for example, no, this is, you see again, this is wrong. So if pos.a is 1, then we want to desaturate, right? This basically dsat value should be, no, this is, I'm so confused. I've been writing shaders for so long. This is, I think, our inside game development, out like, other than like coming up with cool mechanics and trying out like, you know, all the cool kind of like the controls and everything. Writing shaders is like my next best favorite activity. The way my brain works with shaders is just, oh, it. I can't tell you. It turns me on. Sorry to make it PG-13, but like it's like visualizing how like the values go into the shade into the GPU, and then they get rasterized, and then I get like the pixels with the data on the screen, and then I can like manipulate them with all these functions, and then oh man, I'm sold. Sign me up. Shader programming is so much fun. So much fun. I think this is not going to be a multiplier. This is going to be a limiter. Clamp params2.x. So if params2.x is going less than 0, right? I think we have to limit it by 1 minus pos.a. Let's not run this in our heads and just go, okay? Let's see if it works. Oh, clamp, sorry, it's clamp 0. No. This will fail for higher values. We're testing dosage level 0. Oh my lord. So if that's a different, yeah, that's a, you know, like that stuff. I also like doing editors. I've also dabbled in like, you know, what engine programming would be like. Like I used to write games with like straight up DirectX and everything before. But that stuff, like, it gets too much into like, you know, like the API stuff. Uh, I guess that's fun too, but not as much fun. Like I think what I like about shader programming is that it's very mathy. You know, it's pure math. This isn't just not. It's just not working. The thing that I'm doing is just not working. So just to visualize special effects. So dosage 0.65. Okay, dosage level 0.65 comes in. Now we're clamping a value 0.65, comma 0.65, comma what? I only want params2.x to pass if pos.a is 1. If pos.a is 0, I want to pass 1. If pos.a is 0, then I want to pass 1. I want to cancel the params2 value. Params2 passes as is if it's less than 1. I love math. Math is like my favorite subject. Um, I'm not even that great at it. Like certain parts of mathematics I really enjoy. Um, but like the advanced math stuff, nah, bruh. I ain't galaxy brain at that level. But just like thinking in numbers is just it really it calms me down. Um, that I think that's why a lot of this activity of like sitting in front of a screen and staring at numbers feels so good because I can be in the comfort of functions and variables. Thinking in most of the animation stuff that I do also is just like, can I make a graph for it? I think a lot of my games are so CPU heavy because I just do a lot of math in on the CPU, where like it should be just like lerping between simple animation curves. For example, Unity had animation curves, and I'm just like I will never use this in my life. I did end up using it because it was part of the API, just for convenience. Um, but yeah, this I just I don't want to go into too deep a rant. Um, so yeah, so the lerps and easing curves. Yeah, my like I remember when I had easings.net on my quick tab. I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna look at this and be like, how do I want it to move? You know. But then with graph toy, it becomes even more fun. Yeah, this is what I was doing last time. This I was visualizing the energy decay versus energy gain function for the new game mode. I just like play around with this. Wow, what is that? I just love drawing like this. Just drawing with functions. Drawing with functions with Vidvat M. Welcome to the stream. Look at that. Look at that lovely shape. I have a quote. I'm like, they do game design in Windows XL, Microsoft Excel. I do design, do game design in GraphToy. And my credit goes to my brother. He taught me um, how to use functions. Before it was my grade to learn about them, because like he has 2 grades in front of me, and he would be like, I'm like trying to solve a game development problem at home, and he was like, bro, I know what you're trying to do. There's this thing called sine and cos, and I'm like, what is this? Wait, my computer can do this too. and then I was having so much fun with that. Oh, I made this game, like this top-down car racing game. It was completely 2D, but then I figured out that if I define buildings as rectangles, and I knew where my car is, then I could make the buildings kind of like do that perspective shift thing. I Man, I felt so. I was like that night. I was just like, I'm like a genius. Like genius level unlock happened that night for me. My self confidence boosted by over 9,000. And I'm still riding off of that. But I can't solve this simple problem. If John Blow was looking at this stream, he'd be like, wow, this guy is so thick. It could look like something like that, like the step 0.5, something like that. I don't even know what the functions do. I just know, like, there are these couple of names that make it do stuff. They change the numbers in fancy ways. Um, Come on, this is not that hard. Okay, params2.x. I think maybe it's because I'm calling it params2.x over and over again. Float saturation is equal to params2. Yeah, this is monogame fx. So it's supposed to be HLSL, but I think it's like a modified version of HLSL. I'm actually not too sure. I don't want to make any kind of comment on that. It's the shader programming that I do in monogame. I think it's a version of HLSL. No, GLSL looks different. GLSL has that the vec and the this and that. Vec 4, vec 2, vec 4. Okay, so now I have my saturation value. If the saturation value is less than 1, obviously we are desaturating, right? And this function is also getting a saturation value. So you know what, this is going to pass over here, and that will be my output. Okay, now what is pose.a? Yeah, the vec4, vec2, and all the other, like they have similar functions, but they're called with different names. So I don't know I don't remember GLSL names that well anymore. Float sat mask, okay, is equal to pose.a, and over here I will write 1 no saturation, saturate 0 no saturate. One saturate, 0 no saturate. So if sat mask is 0, saturation, see what I never do in a shader is write this. I know you can do it, but I'm just like, nah, man. It hasn't come to that yet. It hasn't come to that yet. When I have written some shaders with Grok, and I tell him, look, man, do whatever you want. Just I don't want to see any if statements there. I think you can. I think if statements are just fine in shaders. I just it's like a personal, like you can use goto in regular code, but I'm just like, please, no thanks. Saturation mask pose.a. Saturation is equal to saturation lerp between saturation and 1 by sat mask. Okay, now if saturation incoming, the input saturation is less than 1, so this will just be 1 minus. Let's try it. Let's see if this works. Yeah, I think he's not desaturated. Are you desaturated? This is actually really nice. These sprites could be desaturated. This is actually really nice. Options 5. Options 10. Yeah, now we're getting some color. Options 15. Now, this is still messed up because If the saturation is greater than 1, no, actually it's great. Sat mask. So yeah, this is just fine. So if the incoming saturation is greater than 1, I'm oversaturating stuff. The no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes. No, 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 no. Max value between 1 comma saturation. So basically this will nullify if saturation is greater than 1. If saturation is greater than 1, everything blows out. I don't know if max is a function. I think it is. Welcome back. Thankfully, I have water right here. Although I could use another cookie. Now that we have sprites being selected, let's do some magic, okay? Here's how we're gonna do some magic. Instead of let's make a cook function. Over here, so if the saturation is going above 1, okay, select for when it goes above 1. This will be the amount by which we are cooking it. But only cook the sprites into 1 minus sat mask. I think this will need a multiplier because I don't know how much we're crossing that value. Good place to test this. Yeah, that's what I was going for. They shouldn't be unnecessarily threatening. Like for me, the aesthetics are not about like, I'm like very, realism just doesn't do it for me in video games. Like my world simulation is realistic. I have enough of that, you know. I don't want to recreate that inside the game. Do they look cooked out to you? They don't look cooked out to me. Jump pad attempted. What is the special effects? Okay, so right now this should be 1.25 and then 0.75 times combo flame. This is ppfx params2.x, params2.x, params2.x minus 1. saturate times 2. Can't see the effect. Times 2 it. I think it's like now the enemies will just like go white. Don't want that to happen really. But let's see. Ooh, I can already see their. Okay, I know what I have to do. Albedo dot a here 2 2 2 2. This will just make them glow. Make the sprites glow. Like it's like if you're inside a max combo, the enemies will just like start highlighting themselves. Only if I can actually keep a combo. Is it visible? No, it's not. No, it ain't. Multiplying the colors should cook it out, right? Because it goes past the one value. Combo flame. Are we seeing any change here? That's definitely extra white. Oh, I see what's going on. I don't think the glow is working because this is after the bright pass, dum dum. Wait, where is the bright pass? Screen.cs bright pass is happening at bloom blur. Bloom blur is happening before the compile, right? Before the compile, the bloom blur is happening. Oh, I can't inject the value in compile then. Bright pass. Bright pass. I see. I see what's going on. So the alpha value is just not, this is not doing anything. 2 times RGB. We could just do fried. So this is above 1.25 because dosage level 15, the default is 1.25. So now what it should have, now only in the combo will it highlight. Let's see if we can see any change as the combo goes up. Oh my god, what is, they are decolorizing now. This is working the opposite. We're going the opposite direction. No, this won't work. Oh. Oof. Oof. Ooh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ah, if this is the effect that's supposed to be fried, then yes. Definitely fried. This should only affect the sprites. It is only affecting the sprites, but I am not feeling this color. Just so I know it's selecting it. I made a tweet which was 15-second long, and it reached 50 million people. I suggest you try something like that. On second thought, no, don't try it. The amount you scrape from the bottom of the barrel when something like that happens is just difficult to deal with. Yo, look at this. Why is it going dark, bruv? See, if you want to promote your game, right, you can go and read about all of the marketing tips and tricks that people have, like especially if you're putting the game up on Steam. There's like a lot of Steam marketing gurus out there that will tell you. I didn't follow too much of that advice. I mean, obviously I've gone through all of that stuff, but it's not something that I was actively paying attention to. See, the what I meant when I said that, right, about putting that tweet, it's like you got to put yourself out there, you got to put your game out there, and you want to increase the chances of you getting traction. First of all, just it's just from at that level, is just a numbers game. Secondly, try to find ways to get your game across in a way which helps people understand what it is. And I think that's something that, like, if you can figure that out for yourself, it'll start to show and people will respond to it. I used to try to market my games before, and it was just like, it felt ham-fisted, it felt like forced, like, oh, I'm here, shilling my game, buy my game because my game is this or my game is that, here's the back of the box, whatever quotes, I just couldn't do it. Like, for me, it just didn't feel authentic. And later I realized, like, when I started working on Run Gun, when I started working on Tamashika, I was like, there's a way to do that which feels right, and then there's a way to do that which just, like, feels forced, and it takes your energy away rather than actually giving you energy. And it's that very subtle kind of mental shift that you experience as a game developer, or as a creative. I think it'll work differently for everyone, but deep down, I think you're kind of like, you're finding your game, really, like you're finding your work through your audience. Does that make sense? Like, the audience will show up if you can see what you are making. Does that make sense? Like, do you know what you are creating? Like, do you believe in it? And do you trust it? Like, do you have, like, blind faith in it? Right? That eventually starts to show, I think all the auteurs, all the great artists and everything, what people are connecting to is the energy that they are putting out. What energy are you putting out? That's my ultra spiritual version of how to market your video game. I wrote about some of this in my blog too. You can read it on Substack, vidvat.substack.com. That I really wanted to get to the bottom of that, with this game, because, like, I quit my job for the umpteenth time, and I was just like, you know what, I just want to make video games, man. And when I went back to doing that, I came with a little bit of a id-gaff energy. I didn't want to play it safe, or I didn't want to play it like by the book kind of rules, like I'm going to follow all the rules and do it properly or whatever. I'll do it from here. Like, create something that you care about, and you care about it so much, like you go into like some kind of like a delusional like fervor with it. Like, I don't know, man. That's where I channel from. That's the place where ideas come to me the best. That's the place where I really get to actually get behind the project that I'm working on and give it like my 100, more than my 100%. Sometimes even the 100% is not enough, you know. Yeah, so whatever works for you, right? Like, I think you'll figure out what works for you by, first of all, like, just actually just asking yourself and giving yourself an honest answer to that question. But if you don't, if it doesn't come that way, then what you can do is try different things, see how it feels, to put stuff out there. I put 15 seconds of my gameplay from the menu to one attempt of tamashika, like a fail state, and then back to the start, because I actually, behind that, was like, okay, I want to show, I want to encapsulate what it feels like to play the game, and like give you one beat of it, and something that really bothers me with like game promo stuff, which I just can't stand it. It's one of those things where I can go into like the longest rant, trying to push back against the drab kind of like B-roll footage of, like, I don't want to pick out any one game. I mean, the whole industry does this at this point. I'm pretty sure of it. Like, no shade on this game that I'm selecting, but just as an example, right? Like, I love Overwatch, by the way. It's one of my favorite first-person shooter games. Um, I'm pretty sure in the promo video somewhere over there, they'll kind of like they'll show the heroes come in from the side, and the hero does something, and then they kind of like fly away or whatever. But when I'm playing the game, I am doing it. Like I want to know what that feels like. Like you can show Zenyatta kind of like come in like this and do his thing or whatever and look really cool doing it, which you do actually. You do see other heroes also, but it's like that's not the game. The game is not watching a movie. The game is like playing the hero. So when you're like playing, when you're playing Zenyatta and you're just like, like I want to know what that feels like. Like put me in the, give me a hit of that. And video is a great way to do that. Like video is, it shows you what you're going to see when you play the game, right? B-roll footage goes against that completely. Like B-roll footage is like you have, not high level animations like you would in like a Disney movie, right? You don't have that level of animation in video games. You have this kind of like blocky, vertexy kind of animations going, especially for like multiplayer games, right? Um, and you're watching that, you're showing that off, okay? And I guess because like they do this, and marketing people are probably churning through numbers, and people are responding to trailers where they show that kind of like viewing angle or whatever. Maybe that does sell, but like to me, that ain't for me, man. So with Tamashika, like I didn't want to do a trailer where like, oh, show you this or that. No, this is the game. I want to show you the game. And like when I'm buying games, when I check out a game, like on instinct, I'm just like my friends and I were talking about picking up Diablo. All right, I played Diablo 2. I loved it way back in the day. Diablo 3, I spent a lot of time with. Diablo 4, I never picked up, and I was like, okay, Diablo 4, like I know what the game looks like. I know what the game plays like from the previous iterations. My first thing was just like Control T, new tab on YouTube, you know, Diablo 4 space gameplay. Like I always do this. Like no questions asked. Like you want me to check out a game, I'm not even going to watch the trailer. I'm like, I'm not wasting my time. It's a waste of time. Yeah, cool cinematics. Yes, cool colors. Wow, backstory. Like I'm not playing the backstory. I'm playing the game. Show me the game. I want to see the game. So you see how I'm like expressing this with this kind of like passion is because I actually believe it, and I wanted to like say this without saying it in 15 seconds of gameplay of my game and be like my indie game for 15 seconds. That's it. That's what we are here for. That's what I need your 15 seconds for. And then you can just watch that and go about your day. Like it's that I would like it if games were promoted that way. Like we have a content patch in our first person shooter or whatever. Here's what you can do now in this game. Oh, cool new power or something. Like, all right, sweet. Can't wait to go into the game and do that because that what you did over there felt cool or looked nice or whatever. But I think this has got a lot to do with the reason why I play games and how I play games, which also informs like the way I make them and why Tamashika is the way she is. There's no fluff, there's no story, whatever, because I'm sure at this point we know that I am not going to my games for, oh yes, tell me what the backstory is to this colorful corridor. Oh, there was this character that did this and then did. You know, yeah, that's and yeah. So I just wanted to put that put myself in it. Um, and hey, there you go, 50 million views. 50 million. I've I've actually muted that post now. I don't like it's just it turned into like hate bait. It's like I'm supposed to be proud of that thing, but I'm not actually. It's a hate magnet. People just like unrelated things that are happening in the world right now. They'll just like use the video of that the post and write some unrelated nonsense on top of it because they know that thing has some way with the algorithm or something. Why is this game getting so much hate? It's because we have that hate inside us and it spreads very easily. And the more we give into that instinct, the more it will spread. The Demiurge designed this scheme with a lot of thought. Gotta give it to him. Massive. Okay, this cook is just not working. I'm gonna pass on this for now. Okay, and I'm gonna these silly variables that I don't really need to use anymore. I'm going to saturation. I can't set that params.x params.x here, so that it's completely unreadable. Float saturation input clamped by pos.a mask. Okay, cool. Item spawns can, no need to log this. Just get me the main items. Am I using this anywhere? Main items, pull spawns, main items. Loom.main items, index off. Cool. That's where I'm using that. Awesome. I want to know where this BG sprite is being used. What? Oh. Okay, we have to be very careful with what's going on here. We don't want to desaturate tamashika now, do we? I think BG sprite would be 0. But then these, let's see. What is it right now? BG sprite fx, it's 1. So it's equal to the environment. So this is a desaturated environment. I run up to an enemy. Can't even tell. Is the background desaturated? It's nice though, I'll say that. Options, max dosage. Felt like the same saturation level. Prefabs, lobby, 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 lobby. It's Filthy Frank. She's not desaturated, is she? Wait, this is... Again. Whew. She's not... Okay, why is she not saturated? Now tell me that. Why is she not desaturated? Output dot position is equal to 1. Env base 1. Decals 1. Oh, I think I know. I think I know why this is happening. Wait. Screen dot fx. Where are we doing this again? ppfx. We are doing this in compile. Okay. Compile. And this compile is being called here. And then we use BG sprite. So the BG sprite value is just It's being ignored. It's happening later. That will remain saturated. Do you follow? That's just a verbal take at this point. BG Sprite Git status, very nice. XEACC. Nobody gets my references. Selective blur. Thank you, Fedora Guy Dev. At least someone follows my my thought process. I wish I could follow my thought process as well as you are. Oh, there you go. Normal G buffer not being used. Okay, so position buffer now is using. I'm glad we could squeeze that value in. So we've got the new items. Change log. Dosage 50 microgram dosage option. Selective desaturate. Dosage settings fixed. New 15 microgram option. Okay. New track by Adam Nash. Russian localization thanks to waffle syrup. Item pickups. Daily item pickups. Item pickups by day. The daily item pickups. Improved visibility. Daily item becomes improved visibility for item pickups and item pickup unique placements, improved visibility. You can now pick up items while time traveling. Combo timer on reticle in verbose UI mode. Performance improvements. That looks like an update to me. What do you say? Should we update the game? Or should we just look at this Hinoki reed diffuser? The scent of towering trees, lichen, I don't know how to say that word, covered wood, and dried leaves scattered on the moist earth. Oh my God. Deep notes of oak moss, rich Japanese cypress, and resinous balsam layered with earthy patchouli. Yeah, why not? Why not? Getting some likes here. Calendar update. So yeah, this is what I updated. Look at that. Items on 26th, 2. Shiruken. This is new content, 2 items. 28th, 1 item, 2 items. There should be a plus button here where you can just like look at all of the dates. Oh man, that will be lit. And then a day. Yeah, you missed it yesterday. You can still go and get it. Shiruken on 27th. So when you jump into the game, all right, when you jump into the game, just hit the bell. Just hit the first bell. You will be able to go back. I don't know what part of the world you're in, but if it's still the 27th, you can play it. If not, then you enter the game and you can just hit this bell and it will take you to that day. Look at that. Time travel, baby. Choo choo, choo choo. And over here, if you want to check out the Shiruken. Oh, I'm liking this desaturate mode. I think more people will be able to play the game now. Shuriken! Ow. That's it. That's the Shuriken action that we're getting. Am I okay with this desaturation? I think I am. Options. Transcend. I'm loving this new, the wave. You know, this is much nicer. I'm liking the breadth of options we have. Saturation. Just let me try something, okay? Sign time hs hash fract sin uv. Do I have uv? Am I using uv anywhere? Text cooled. It could just be a function of the albedo as well. This would make it completely random. Luminance? No, not luminance. Because like I don't want the whole thing to be the same color. Okay, luminance range. How about that? Oh, come on. I did everything right. No, I didn't. Float 3. I know what the error is at this point. What is this? What is... I know what I'm going to do. I want to ask the AI to explain sat mask pause.a. Well, let's ask OpenCode to tell me, hey, what is the developer doing here? It just doesn't make sense, man. Options 15. You'll see what I'm doing. So instead, you know, before we were trying to do like a glow, but we didn't have the alpha value, so it just looked weird. Now we're gonna still can't see it. X1. Yoko dekita. This keeps going dark for some reason. full static. Now they will look like static. Hopefully it will remain bright. Why is it not? Something ain't right. I think over here is the problem. Don't need a time variable right now because we'll be moving around a lot. So four a.m. Good time to sleep. I've been sleeping at around 12 sharp recently, so feeling well rested. Ooh, dirty. Whoa. Let's reverse this. This would make the world kind of disintegrate. Whoa. Nice hanging out. Thanks for dropping by. Catch you around. Have a nice sleep. Whoa. That is a bit much. Only the world pixels, not the background pixels. Oh man, I can't select between those now. Only in the distance maybe. Length proj. Yeah, so this is clipping the background. The background is not getting clipped here. That's good. Only the geometry is getting lifted. That's nice. Step 0.4. Okay. This might just work. Stepped length proj. This could just be like 20. And could just reuse this, I think. This will make all of the pixels that are stolen one color that's cycling. So that will be a different kind of hypnotic effect. Disco, baby. Disco radio. Do not try this at home. Step 1.5. Man, I don't want to select all the pixels. Okay, this is kind of overdone. Text chord plus sign time. Okay, how about instead of text chord, you do pose.xz. Okay, just for kicks. Oh, I like this effect. It's dropping some masala on the sprites. That's the way I like it. I think this new position function is much better. Whew. Okay, let's put it on the whole thing. This will blur all the world content will get blurred, but it won't feel static on the screen because now it's being done by position. That's the world position, by the way. So it will preserve some amount of combo flame. Only the combo flame. So I can actually just use this here. That's one problem solved. Saturate, don't need to saturate this. Just give me the combo flame times pause A. So everything except the sprites will receive this treatment. Astral.z, I think, is the rate at which the combo is going, like how quickly you're adding to it. Maybe the boundary color could be softer, like that's on the boundary, like this could be a softer thing. Plus sign time, no, you know what, this could just be, here, you can go XY, and this can be pause.z, sign, absolute value of sign. So it changes with distance. X. I want to make sure that the noise has some. Yeah, it's the boundary color value that's creating this crazy disco effect, which I think we can avoid, because that is visually too crazy. Oof. I think instead of like being like an attack on your senses, it could be a kind of muting effect. It's crazy. Can we? Boundary color is too violent, man. Can we get something a little bit more muted here, sir? HSV to RGB. Float 3. I think I copied that wrong. Yeah, astral.z is a bit much. Now the color will also change by distance. Yeah, that was just too much. Also, the thing now is that with this, I'm no longer really seeing the sprites isolated as much. Like it's because the noise is just too spread out. Like you can barely see if the sprites are actually excluded or not. No problem, no problem. We'll keep digging. pause.z value is not that helpful. I need to unproject it or project it. The distortion is too uniform. Why is that? Why is it so uniform? It's because of this. This, this is dosage level. Let's just, okay, for later, dosage 15 plus, okay, dosage 15, more normal, for more normal. Also this step, wait, what? Okay, this length proj is also not, I think, really doing anything here. Pause.xz. I just want some pixels to be selected, not all of them. I'm not sure how to achieve that. I think it should be the other way around. How about this? What does the step function even do? Step HLSL. Yeah, this is much better. I wonder why this is happening. Wait, so if I do, now please, like, if it can just be like sparse, that's all I need. Because if the whole world kind of falls into that, then it feels very disorienting. It feels like a static noise. I could just do that with a noise function. I need something that's very selective. Again, you're kind of the whole screen. Crazy. Freaking disco mania. How did I solve this problem? I think what I did was, um, we need the noise function to be somehow more deterministic. So where I'm doing the glitter, this, okay, input.world xz by 50. Let's, don't mind if I do. Float glitch point. Only glitch if you're inside here. Now, I don't know if my pause values are normalized or whatever. Are they? I think they should be. Glitch point. Okay, here, done. Glitter, glitter. There you go. Yeah, I think this power saturated thing is going to make it work. Now the walls are going to draw lines on them because it's an xz function. I think we can tolerate that for now. Anything? Are we noticing anything? Yes. Yes, we are. There's some funky, yeah, you see the lines are already happening. Yeah. It's like this glitter tear effect. I'm digging this is a little bit better. I think we can tune the function because now I think it's moving with the world, right? Like it's not completely isolated. So because it's part of the world, you see that? Now it's, there you go. Yeah. This is what I was looking for. Yeah, okay. 50 by 50. I think, why are you using this function? Where is the, I had a glit, small glit, small glit, small glit, 100. This is the regular glitter. So if I did, like if I wanted chunkier pieces, right? Let's try 20. Where am I? PPFX. Are we still streaming? Yes, we are. Oh, I'm still glitter. I'm streaming in glitter. I thought I changed that. No, I'm streaming in regular. Okay. Let's go. Show me some glitter magic. Yeah, I'm liking the disturbance effect here is good. Yeah, now this is looking like freaking dosage 15. You know what I mean? This is what feels like we're doing we're putting tamashika in a tense state. I need to, the random seeds here need to be flipped a little bit. Just 64 times 3 minus 1.4, whatever. So that it's not the same glitter as the glitter on the floor, which is coming from the combos already, I think. But this is not the same variable. This is a function of how, whoa. Oh, whoa, man, it feels like this tear. Okay, now it's getting a little bit more violent. It's getting too crazy. What did I change? Too much, too much. Gotta keep it sparse. I think it was the 41 that did it. Yeah, this is the level at which I want to keep it. 32. Can't this inside the this is inside the hash fraction into 2.8. That number shouldn't change the intensity. Yo, what's up? How's it going? Er, is that Robert? I might be confusing my Roberts, but I know a few Roberts. What's the best thing about this game so far? And it's just it's one of those things that it's been such a long journey that like isolating one aspect of it, you know. All right, yeah. So it's just the discovery process. Like I feel like this game has like it's culminated in a lot of things for me, and seeing how as a personal from a developer's point of view, like seeing how all of the games that I've made before this collapse into this one, and how that makes for like a personal celebration of like everything that I've worked on so far. That's been the most fun kind of personal thing for me. Other than that, man, can I tell you like another thing on that same note is I always wanted to make a game with my friends, like all the friends that I've made along the way. This game has music from like a star-studded cast of DJs that Edgelord helped me work with, and alongside of that, I also have like my childhood friend, his a track that he composed in this game. So that's a win for me, man. My sound team also they also did a track for this. I met one of my friends, Will. Like he does generative art, and he makes music in like tidal cycles. Like he writes code to write music. And I met him also on the way during my journey on the development of this game. So yeah, just watching all of that come together, that's been the highlight for me. Does this now feel desaturated? I think it does. I think this is just what it feels like. I'm getting too used to 15. Okay, so yeah, in terms of like the actual gameplay, for me, it's definitely the Zen aspect of it. Like obviously I'm not hiding that fact, and also the fact that there aren't any, other fluff mechanics, or at least they're not taking center stage, is because like for me that's what the game is about. Like when I was younger, I would replay sections of games that felt right, and I would just like quick save right before that part and just like grind that same section over and over, because it felt so good to kind of like navigate that section, play with the character in that section. And I was just like, that exactly that game is Lovely Planet. If you've played it, that's I made a couple of those games before I made Tamashika, and like with Tamashika, I actually wanted to lean into that even more, and that's exactly what I did. So the the lack of like, how there's like most games have like, okay, you're going to play with these set of enemies, and then once you've mastered that, you're going to beat the boss, and then you're going to go to the next part where there's going to be these new enemies, and there's this whole arc, right, that you go through. And it's beautiful, like the way games put that together, and you learn stuff over time. This game obviously is not doing that, like it collapses all of that in like the shortest tutorial you've ever seen. And then the main game also, like some people who like I've read some of the reviews, and players are like, dude, the whole game is basically just a glorified tutorial. I'm like, yeah, that's a good thing, because like if you jump into the game, it teaches you, like in transcend mode, it teaches you all the mechanics as it introduces them every day. Is it repetitive? Yes, it's in the Steam description. Never try to hide the fact. So that's because like I want that repetition. I like that repetition. And if it's not for you, then that's fine. That Zen aspect is also hiding, like, another way to put it is like it's like this stimming machine. That, okay, you know what, do that, because like that's kind of like how it worked for me too. When when you if you're saying that you could work on it for a while, man, just lean into that feeling. I'll tell you, I started working on tamashika with an instinct that I'll be into this, because like that's where I was coming from, to capture that feeling. And when that feeling kind of starts to give, like when it starts to kind of, it really, it opens up like parts of the project that you can't see from before. And if you're already confident that you'll be able to add to it, go for it. Mini games, sure. I'm like, in my previous streams, I was already kind of like thinking out loud ideas for different game modes, different mechanics. I designed this in a way where I could eventually play around with that. That's awesome. Like, keep if you're already going in with that mindset, I think you will design making sure that you're like creating room for yourself to sit with the project. Awesome. I love the backrooms idea. Uh, this game, the like Tamashika is also going to have a version of this, not literally backrooms, but I've been I've been talking about the like levels as pickups. And I wanna do that same thing where I do like explore weird mechanics in like hidden parts of the game. And that will open it up to like an exploration of sorts. Like going completely in like on a tangent with this, the daily repetitive grind of the same mechanics with the same enemies and everything, go like completely in the opposite direction, where like you open a random level that you discovered, and over there it's like a slow moving kind of dodge roll. Enemies have like 10 HP, and your energy goes down so quickly, and it's all about like collecting hearts instead of actually shooting enemies. I'm hoping for the same too, man. Honestly, yeah. If you build it, they will come. That's it. So just build it. I know it sounds like all purple poetry and everything. And I feel like I don't have the reputation to say it with that kind of, seriousness. But you know what? I just do it. It's all of the all of this creative pursuit is all got to do with where it's coming from, and like one for one. Like if you're worried about people coming, audience, money, da da da, nah, bro. When you're channeling, oof, those things come to you. So I suggest you play the game the way it's meant to be played, from the heart. Tamashika. Not yet. I am adding it. I'm adding more items. The game opened with just one pickup, where the butter lamps. Now we have the bells that allow you to do time travel. I'm gonna add a consumer. The bells are also a consumable resource, actually. No, no, I'm not going in that direction at all. No, no. It's not like that. Actually, I don't know how exactly Vampire Survivor does items. Binding of Isaac, I know how it does items. But like mid-game items that change things up, we have an automated way of like that happening. Like we have weapon pickups. The Death Stranding of Backrooms. Oof. Bruh, that sounds fun. Just item combinations. Cool. That's cool. So you just like combine items for different, like they give you different skills, mechanics, that sort of thing. Just reminds me of Diablo. I want to make a version of Diablo where there's no gameplay, there's just items. It's like a item generator sandbox kind of thing. Technically, yeah, that is. But also not to take away from the Vampire Survivors gameplay loop of like just like the like you're just massaging the arrow keys and you're just going in a random direction. Like there is something very trippy about that movement. Tools for getting through the back rooms. Man, you're reminding me of my old ideas where I wanted to make this game called the Internet Test Chambers, where it's like it's back rooms, but it's a website. I think there's a Hypnospace Outlaws does a version of that, but I was thinking more like sandbox multiplayer. Like the game, the website is the game, and players have to like explore it. Sorry, I'm interrupting your idea though. Like climbing ropes and tape to help map out your path. Cool. So like you collect items to get like, is it like an escape room? Would it be like more like escape rooms? Oh, I hope I'm not desaturating this. Nice. But like these are, yeah, that's, if you distribute that kind of like content over time, it could keep it could keep the game running for a while. And I mean, if you love making content for it, then it'll just keep on giving. Not at all, not at all. I'm glad I got company, so thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out, man. I get way too much into my head sometimes, so it's good to get out of there. What? How? A. This is A2 H8. Procedural backrooms. Oh, dude. I think the only challenge with making it procedural is can you can you make it interesting? Top banner wall. I haven't changed this piece in, oh, just 8 days ago I edited it. Damn, bro. Okay, instead of 50, can we just go 30 instead? A2. Oh, now I don't see anything here. Prefabs H8. Nope. Again. Nope. Do you have a page already? Are you posting? Are you posting about it? Not bad. Not bad. I suggest just start talking about it as soon as you can. Post about it. Make a community. Gun with iron sights. You know, those things are like those mechanics, like tape, rope, and flashlight. You're already on a game that might break the internet. Oh, how are we doing today? Man, I'm so focused. Good. Saturation selective. Timeline. H8 fixes. Sorry, I missed that message. Uh, yes. 2 hours. Bruh. I'm getting good at this whole streaming thing. Are you gonna have like a physics engine in it? Like, is it gonna simulate all of that, or is it going to be like a like pre-baked animations? Check out Arcs Fatalis. I think that's what it's called, Arcs Fatalis. If you're doing like physics-based puzzles, it will open up the game for player creativity. Cool. Excuse me. You know what? I think I need a beverage. I'm enjoying this. I think I will hop back on. Should we push this update? What is it? Thursday? Is it Thursday? It's Thursday. A fine week for a Tamashika update, I would say. I don't think there's any breaking changes here. We'll get new items and everything set up. We'll get the new reticle in. Core gameplay controls, puzzles. It'll come to you, man. It'll come to you. Like, they don't even have to be puzzles, you know? Like, they could be just. Some of them could be puzzles, some of them could just be like gimmick rooms. It's back rooms after all, you can do whatever you want. Some rooms could just be like a straight up horror situation, horror games. I mean, you're putting a flashlight in there. You expect that there will not be a horror section. Haha. Collectibles. Nice. Does Five Nights at Freddy's have collectibles? Nice. Well, collectibles could be puzzles. Yeah, but that's not a backrooms game. That's more like a horror game. So I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to consult it. Items as collectibles as puzzles. No, I don't think Tamashika needs a puzzle section. My game has monsters too, but we call them friends. What kind of monsters does your game have? Are they big, scary monsters, or are they Monsters Inc. style monsters? Excuse me. ACC boss needs astral. Spawner ACC boss to do astral. I am not going to add a Minotaur. What I am going to add in Tamashika is enemies that do different moves. Like the same guy, but only for the different game, the new game modes. Like I want to add an enemy that does like a, and then like the crystals show up and they kill you. Enemies as levels. Maybe you could shoot an enemy, and shooting that enemy at the perfect time could unlock a level. Hmm. Some levels could have their own enemies. That's something I wanted to do also. Like special enemies that only spawn on special days. We already have that with the tanks and everything, but like if there was like special boss fights. Okay, I need to walk. I'm gonna take a walk. Uh, Thanks for dropping by. Um, that is all very lovely ideas. I hope you're taking notes because this chat is going to go. I gotta bounce. GG. GG, well played. Let the ideas flow. Let the ideas come, put them down. Sometimes you want to hold on to ideas too strong. You gotta give them room to breathe. And then things will blossom out of them. GG. All right. I'm gonna log back in maybe later today. I'm gonna go for a walk. And then we will catch each other next time. Thanks for dropping by. Infinite bliss. Remember to pay attention.